Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another program this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And did you have your vitamin C? The real vitamin C. John, Elgin, Illinois, #1 on the hit parade this morning. Good morning, John. How are you? Rain, how are you? Andrea, Niagara Falls. Rosalinda, Niagara Falls. Top of the food chart, you guys. Francis Marie, good morning. And Anne, how are you? Nick from our staff, good morning. And Lise, nice to have you on. Kevin, haven't seen your name for a bit, Kev. How are you? Rosa, Rita, and Lori, good morning. Jeanette, and Reem, how are you? Laura, good morning. And Anne from Moncton, New Brunswick. Jeanette, Dawn, Deb, Timmons, Brahim, Portland, Oregon. Keith, Bell River, Jane, and Yolande, bonjour. Sherry, Jean, and Serpa, good morning, Serpa, how are you? Vanda, P-E-I, Jane, good morning. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Donna, Park Hill. Shirley, Tirana. Sherry, good morning. And Catherine, Newfoundland. Anne, how are you? Tecumseh. And Bonnie. And Mary, good morning. Couple more. Yvonne, how are you? Elizabeth. And Karen, good morning. Sherry, oh, I want to sing. Lori, good morning. Donna and Sue from the Manitoulin Island, God's country for sure. Francine, Adeline, you guys are great. Mary from Truro, Nova Scotia. Barbara, South River, Ontario. Jan. Mary Jane, how are you, from Connecticut? And Diane from LaSalle. Sandy. And our friend, Dr. Troy, good morning. How is you, buddy? And Karen, Elaine. Now, I realize that a lot of you I don't say hello to because I don't see your name until after, okay? And I wish Jean, how are you? Marcy. But I want to let you know that we appreciate you guys big time, okay? I want to let you know that. Brenda from Campbell River, British Columbia, which means it would be bright and early this morning. Fran from Orangeville. And Colette, bonjour et bon matin, for sure, okay? And Brenda and Donna, good morning. Now, I want to bring to you a couple of studies. I was saying yesterday that there's some real good studies coming out, but I want first, before I do maybe one or two of these studies, I want to talk to you about an article that I read yesterday, and it was a little bit comical if it wasn't so sad. Okay? And let me read to you the headline of this. And they're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. Okay? Now, it says here, here's the headline. Half the world is starving, and the other half is trying to lose weight. I don't know if you saw that article or not. Half the world is starving, and the other half is trying to lose weight. Now, like I said, it's almost comical if it wasn't so sad. And sadly true. Now, Stanford University put out a study on nutrition, and they came to this conclusion, and let me tie these two things together. Here's their conclusion on a study that they did in food, a nutrition study. Here's their headline. Don't focus on how much you eat. Don't focus on how much you eat, but focus on what you can eat. It's not how much. Half the world is starving, and the other half is trying to lose weight. And I'm tying it in to Stanford University conclusion about nutrition. Don't focus on how much. Focus on what you are eating. Okay? Because that's much more important. My friend, it ain't calories. It's not calories. Because the same half of the population, I don't know if it's half, and I don't know if it's half starving to death. It's, there's a lot of malnutrition all around. Because obesity, listen to what I'm going to say. Obesity, when you're trying to lose weight, if you're in half of the population that want to lose weight, okay, according to this article, it's what you are eating. Because obesity and starvation have this in common. Obesity and starvation have this in common. They're both caused by malnutrition. Malnutrition. Yeah, both of them. It's what you're eating, and when the other half of the population is starving, it's what they're not eating. But it's malnutrition on both sides. They have that in common. And it's hard to drum this into people to make them understand. Oh, Doc, if I just cut back. Yeah, you'll starve. You're not fixing the problem. That's why the term yo-yo dieting was invented. I wrote a book 25 years ago. Stop yo-yo dieting. Trying to see if I have a copy of it somewhere. Where is it? I think it's in one of those pictures. Oh, maybe it isn't. Yes, the new you. See that up there? I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. Let me move my camera here. It's a book up there that I wrote years ago. The New You. And I was talking about, it's right in the headline, Stop Yo-Yo Dieting. Yo-yo dieting is when you count points. Yo-yo dieting is when you count calories. You're not fixing the problem. You're abstaining. And that won't fix your problem. You're malnourished. When someone's gaining weight, they're malnourished. They're eating the wrong fuel. And 99% of every physician, every dietitian, everybody in the, generally in the nutrition field, they don't get it. They don't get it. They're so indoctrinated with cutting back. I talked to a guy yesterday who was telling me he's going on the Mediterranean diet to lose weight. And I just listened. I didn't comment. Somebody said to me one day, Doc, why won't you comment? Well, they weren't asking me, they were telling me. They weren't asking for my advice. And when people don't ask, I don't butt in. I don't. I'm doing the Mediterranean diet. Well, really, they weren't doing the Mediterranean diet, but they thought they were. And, I said, well, what are you going to eat in the morning? Oh, cereal. I said, okay. I didn't say much. Like I said, I just listened. They already had made up their mind. But you guys know better than that. Even Stanford University, in concluding weight loss programs, they said, don't focus. I'm quoting them. Don't focus on how much you eat. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you can eat. When you eat the right fuel, when you give your body what it wants, what it really wants, what it really needs, and you have to train your body, by the way, because what we've done in our society is we have malnourished our body. So when the body is malnourished, it wants a quick fix. Give me a quick fix. I'm malnourished. And people bought this lie, I mean, a long time ago too. Like I'm talking, I've been around for a long time, folks, okay? And, eat frequently. Well, you almost have to if you're starving. If you're not giving your body the best fuel, you're going to want to eat frequently in snacking. What snacks are good for you? None. You don't need to snack. If you're eating the right fuel, you don't need to snack. Your body operates on what you give it. It's not even the amount. It really isn't, guys. And when I created the reset, a 30-day metabolic nutritional program, there was a main driver of that. Change fuels. Change fuels. It's not calories, it's fuel. Octane. At the cellular level. And for those folks on the reset right now, who joined hundreds and hundreds that are doing it right now, decided that the month of September was going to be a reset month after the summer. It's a good idea. For those who are doing it for the first time, let me encourage the socks off of you. You're changing fuel. And when you change fuel right at the cellular level, get down to the basic unit of life, the cell, is literally thanking you. Because your little battery packs within the cell, when you understand nutrition, those battery packs, they want to be supercharged with the right fuel. They're called your mitochondria. And it depends on what you eat, because it will release energy. It's called ATP. But if you don't feed your cells, your battery packs within those cells, the right fuel, your body literally will starve. It's starving. You might get big. You might get bigger. Look at people today. Okay? Look at people today. People used to, in the 1800s, early 1900s, they would go to the circus and pay money to see someone that was big. But when you see a big person, remember, they're not overnourished, they're undernourished. That's what it is. If you can understand, your body is smart. Think about, I used this illustration in books in the past. Look at a bear, okay? Now don't get too close. What does a bear do? Well, they get ready for winter. They spend their summers getting ready for winter. It's their whole existence, just about. Okay? And a chipmunk. You ever seen a chipmunk? Most people, yeah, there's a chipmunk. But what are they doing? They seem to be working all day. Squirrels, what are they doing? They want to survive. So what do? They get ready for winter. They store. Okay? Now, folks, listen to me. You're not a bear. You're not a bear. And you're not a squirrel. You're not a chipmunk. Okay? You're not. You might. Somebody said to me the other day, well, maybe I'm identifying as a bear. I said, look, I'm so old-fashioned. I can't handle the new identities. Okay? I can't. Anyway, you're not a bear. You don't have to prepare for winter. Okay? You know what bears do to prepare for winter? They live on berries. Fructose. They're smarter than we are. You're not meant to live on fructose. Did you know that? And squirrels, they love nuts. They prepare for winter so they can live on them. They want to get fat. Don't live on nuts. Don't. Okay? You're not a squirrel. You're not a chipmunk. Guys, it's malnutrition, obesity, and starvation. They have something in common. It's a lack of fuel. In starvation, it's a lack of fuel. In obesity, it's the wrong fuel. And your body thrives when you give it the right fuel. Your body thrives when you give it the right fuel. I'm telling you. And it's not calories. It's not calories in and calories out. You go to the gym and you watch people on a treadmill and they're counting how many it takes them an hour to lose, I don't know, 50 calories or whatever. I'm burning off calories. Well, don't do that. It doesn't work. Change fuels. Substitute. Eliminate. Get rid of sugar. Get rid of sugar. You don't want fuel that burns so fast. Carbs burn like this. It's in and it's burned. And when you have too much carbs, your body says, okay, that turned to sugar in a nanosecond, and you're not using it as energy, so now I must store it as fat. It's the wrong fuel, my friend. Your body wasn't designed for that. Your body was designed for real nutrients. Real nutrients. Not crappy carbs. Not high fructose corn syrup. Your body wasn't designed for it. We need to get back to the farm. You know, Stanford, it's surprising. They get it. Don't focus on how much, don't focus on how much you eat. Focus on what you can eat. Or, I like better, focus on what you should eat. Let me change their headline. The Martin Clinic headline. Focus on what you should eat. Your body was made, fearfully made, to take in high density nutrients. And your body will go south. Everything will turn upside down when you give it the wrong fuel. And the vast majority, again, of the world, they don't understand that. They just don't understand it. We have been programmed to accept so-called science of nutrition from the food industry. And they dictate. And do you think the pharmaceutical industry doesn't appreciate that? What the food industry does? Well, if the food industry makes you sick, go to the grocery store, my friend, and use your eyeballs. Okay? Just use your eyeballs. And some common sense. Look at the bright packaging for cereals. Who are they after? Kids. Look at the bright packaging for cookies and pastries and all that stuff. The food industry. They're marketing geniuses. They've convinced the whole world just about. And their motto is moderation. They don't really mean it, but they say it. Well, moderation, you can eat anything you want, just as long as you count calories and, just don't overdo it. And they watch the world implode. They watch the world implode, and then we have a pharmaceutical industry that is fixated on medicating people that are already sick. Oh, you got high blood pressure? Here's a pill. You got high blood sugar? Here's a pill. You got high this? Here's a pill. Here's a pill for this. Here's a pill for that. And they're in business, guys. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not. But think about it. Why do you think I have a migraine most days? Because I see it. And I watch them. And they convince everyone. Hey, there was a guy yesterday. He was in the high up in the American government. He said, you got 2 arms. You know why you have 2 arms? One for this vaccine and another one for the other vaccine. The flu shot or whatever. Guys, that gave me an instant migraine. Nobody talks about the immune system. Nobody talks about taking care of yourself and the thing that you can control. I'm not, okay, don't come at me, controversial. To me, this isn't controversial, what I'm saying. It's not well, it shouldn't be. When you eat, you're doing it, look, it's pleasure eating. I get it. But when you're consuming food, your body is looking for nutrients. It thrives on protein, amino acids, fat. It's looking for that. It wants vitamins, minerals. Now your body is unreal. You can starve it. And think of only calories. And your body, well, you don't get away with it, by the way. You don't. Don't tell me about your uncle that lived till he was 110 and ate everything he felt like and drank like a fish and smoked every day of his life. That is the grace of God, my friend. That is not statistically at all true. It's not. Don't look at your dad. Oh, my dad lived till he was 99 years old. Well, good for your dad. Good for your dad. But don't look at that. We live in a different world today. Look what the headlines say. Half of the world is starving. The other half is trying to lose weight. We live in a different world, my friend. The world has been hijacked. Hijacked by the food industry and the pharmaceutical industry. Hijacked. You better figure that out. Anyway, I know I get too excited. No, but I think I study too much. I study too much. I read too much. Guys, okay, I didn't mean to lecture you guys, okay? I hope, don't take it as a lecture to you when I rant like that. You guys are smarter than the average bear. You guys got it. You figured it out. You're in a small percentile, let me tell you, that's got it. Get the truth and never sell it. The truth will set you free, my friend. Okay. I'm breathing. Okay, guys. So what is Friday? Question and answer Friday. Get your questions in, okay? Get your questions in. Because we love answering your questions. Questions. Yes. We love it, okay? Guys, we love you guys, and I mean that, okay? You don't... Tony Jr., of course, I was wishing him a happy birthday. Yes, I can't believe my son is that old. That makes me real old. Anyway, he's a smart kid. And we were talking, said, boy, we love our audience. And we really do. Okay, guys, enough with the mushy stuff. Talk to you soon.